Hi guys, it's Carly bringing you day number 25 of my 31 days of horror, and for today's review I'm going to be talking about Halloweed from the year 2016. I found this movie once again on Netflix, and I had never heard about it prior to finding it. I was just kind of scrolling through the horror section on Netflix and I saw it, and I saw that Danny Trejo was like the cover photo on Netflix poster or whatever, and I looked up the trailer and saw that it was mainly like a comedy horror type deal, so I was kind of intrigued. I mean, comedy horror either works for me or it doesn't, and but I figured I'd check it out because it was a Halloween setting and it was in the horror section, so I put it on, and first of all, I will say off the bat, like, the movie is 100% a comedy, in my opinion. Like, yeah, there are murders happening, but, like, it's just strictly played like a goofy, stoner type comedy, hence the name, Halloweed. It is more of a stoner comedy, kind of like Harold and Kumar-esque in a way, and, the main plot basically is that two brothers, they are half brothers, so the one brother, his dad, is getting executed for being a murderer, and he's a proud murderer. Like, he accepts that he did all the crimes, and before he's killed, he tells his son, like, he wants him to continue his legacy and kill people and things like that. So obviously the people in the town kind of catch on to his son Trent being his son, and they're kind of just hating on him and like stealing his car and doing all this stuff to him. So him and his half-brother decide to flee the town and go to a smaller town where they can kind of start a new life and get away from things. But then, of course, as soon as they arrive at the town, a stream of murders begin to happen, and Trent's name is kind of going downhill once again because people are catching on that his father was this killer in this previous town. So he's basically trying to clear his name, and that is your story. The beginning credits, opening credits, were pretty cool. It was like animated, and it was playing this like song. It was a very repetitive song, kind of got annoying after a while, but it was still cool. I always like weird, like quirky animated intros and things like that. They're just very different for movies. And this movie stars Simon Rex. He is the half-brother of Trent, the main character, which I don't know, Simon Rex, like, his comedy, his, like, methods of comedy just don't really work for me. Like, I don't find him to be all that funny. It seems like most things I see him in or things he does just feels very forced almost, and for me it just doesn't really work. I know a lot of people really like him and think he's very comedic, but for me it's just not my taste in comedy. So right off the bat, like, I was kind of worried about that. And then you know, like, the story, it's not too bad of a story, really. The acting's not too bad or anything. It's a very just lighthearted comedy type deal. Like, there's really, I don't know, like, Danny Trejo, his character is pretty cool. He's basically playing like a person who runs a car shop and also carves pumpkins and also sells weed, so it's pretty funny. And then they kind of go to this apartment where they're going to be roommates with this guy, and the guy's like a total slob, so that aspect's pretty funny. There are some funny moments in it that I find funny, but other than that, like, it's just not really my taste in comedy. I didn't laugh out loud per se or anything like that. And also, like, you know, I thought this was going to be a horror movie with comedy in it, but it was actually just basically a straight up comedy with some gore scenes, which the bloody, like, gore scenes, like, seem CG'd, or, like, I don't know, they look very fake, phony to me. So even with the blood, like, it's not really very horrifying or gory or anything like that. So yeah, I was looking at the reviews for this just because I was curious on IMDb, and it seemed like a lot of people actually really enjoyed this and thought it was very funny. I saw a lot of 9 to 10 out of 10s, and whatever, like, I respect that. For me, this movie just wasn't really for me. I mean, like, I could pay attention to it. I didn't really lose interest. Like, I kind of thought I was afraid that I would towards the beginning, because it is like an hour and 41 minutes, but I managed to stick with the story throughout and just take it for what it was. But like I said, just not really my taste. So for me, it's only a 6.5 out of 10. I would recommend it, though, if you like just stoner comedies like this. Like, I love the Harold and Kumar movies, but in general, like, movies, stonerish movies where, like, weed is just really played up, like, I just don't find that to be overly funny all the time. With Harold and Kumar, it works. Like, with this, it just didn't really do it for me. But yeah, 6.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for joining me for day number 25, and I'll see you in day 26.